If you Google the answer to life, the universe, and everything, you get 42. What's going on? Why is 42 hidden throughout movies and TV? And where else can we find it? Here are 42 facts about 42. In the TV series Lost, 42 is one of the 5 numbers in a code that has to be entered in a computer every 108 minutes. It's also one of the 5 numbers Hurley uses in a lottery to win $114 million. In Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the radioactive spider is from Earth 42, and the number shows up in other scenes. In 1980, Bruce Beach buried 42 buses in Ontario, Canada. These were covered to create the world's largest private nuclear fallout shelter. Volunteers would help work on the bunker in exchange for a spot if the apocalypse were to happen. 42 is a computer programming school with an interesting style. They have no professors or classes, are completely project-based, and are open 24/7. The school's first director stepped down after several scandals. These include lying about his degrees from UCLA and Stanford, privacy concerns after he had 60 cameras installed throughout the school, and finally, getting caught by one of these cameras performing inappropriate acts in the school's amphitheater. Today, the school is the largest free IT school network in the world, with over 50 campuses across over 30 countries. Battlefield 2042 is set in a future Earth where the United States and Russia go to war. Battlefield 2142 is a first-person shooter set in a future Earth. In this future, a global ice age leads to war over the last unfrozen pieces of land. In 1642, a pig in the colony of Connecticut gave birth to a piglet with only one eye. Local troublemaker George Spencer also had one eye, so he was accused of being the piglet's father. Bestiality was a capital offense at the time, but the law required 2 witnesses for the death penalty. The judges so badly wanted to convict him that the one-eyed piglet was admitted as a witness, and George Spencer was hanged. In 2015, a New Haven Superior Court judge, John C. Blue, granted him a pardon because a human-pig hybrid is biologically impossible. George Spencer was finally innocent, 373 years later. A barrel of oil is 42 US gallons, a standard set by oil producers in the late 1800s. Today, oil drums have a capacity of 55 gallons. In 1966, physicist Paul Cooper wrote an article in the American Journal of Physics. His idea was the gravity tunnel. This was a tube that would go down through the center of the Earth to the other side. It would use the Earth's gravity to accelerate you through the tube. He calculated that the trip from one side of the Earth to another would take 42 minutes. Serial killer Ted Bundy, responsible for over 30 deaths, was 42 at the time he was executed in 1989. He refused the option to choose his last meal, so they gave him the traditional last meal of steak, eggs, hash browns, and toast. He didn't eat any of it before going to the electric chair. Marcus Brutus is known for leading the assassination of Julius Caesar. 2 years after the assassination, Brutus was in charge of an army that was clearly losing in battle. Knowing he wouldn't be spared in the defeat, he ended his life the same way Caesar's was just 2 years earlier, by the blade. The year was 42 BC. In an episode of House, a patient's hematocrit, which is a percentage of red blood cells in their blood, is at
42. You have the file memorized? It's my lucky number.
A magic cube is a set of numbers arranged in such a way that adding the 3 numbers in every row, column, and long diagonal of the cube gives the same number. The smallest magic cube possible has a magic constant of 42. In one of Shakespeare's most famous plays, Juliet is in love with Romeo, but is set up to marry someone else. She goes to Friar Lawrence for help, and he gives her a special medicine. Drinking it will put her in a deep sleep that will make her seem dead for 42 hours. This way, she can fake her death and be with Romeo. Tragically, the news of the plan doesn't get to Romeo. Since he thinks Juliet has died and is unable to live without her, he kills himself. Juliet then wakes up to find Romeo dead. Unable to live without him, she kills herself. Tower 42 in England was the tallest building in the country at the time it was built. At its yearly vertical rush, people climbed the stairs of its 42 floors for charity. Coldplay, Mumford & Sons, and Karma to Burn all have a song called 42. Coincidentally for all 3 artists, the song is on their 4th album. In an episode of Doctor Who called 42, a spaceship's crew has 42 minutes before the ship falls into a star. Wolves have 42 teeth. This sentence contains exactly 42 letters. On Windows 10 and 11, a maximum password age can be set, so a user can be required to reset their password every so often. The default value is 42 days. The game of cricket has an official code of 42 laws, described in a 79-page document. 42 is the atomic number of molybdenum. According to Van Nostrom's Encyclopedia of Chemistry 5th edition, molybdenum is listed as the 42nd element in terms of estimated occurrence in the universe. In Finding Nemo, the address on the diver's mask is 42 Wallaby Way. Because of the physics of how sunlight travels through raindrops, you can see a rainbow most brightly at an angle of 42 degrees. Mathematicians were searching for ways that numbers under 100 could be written as the sum of 3 cubes. For example, -1 cubed plus 2 cubed plus 3 cubed is 34. They couldn't find the solution for 3 numbers. It wasn't until 2020 when it was discovered that 80,435,758,145,817,315 cubed plus 12,602,123,297,335,631 cubed plus -80,438,738,812,075,974 cubed is 42. 42 was the jersey number of Baseball Hall of Famer Jackie Robinson. To honor his achievements, all Major League Baseball teams retired the jersey number in 1997. This means a 42 jersey can't be reused by any other player. 42.zip is a famous zip bomb. It's a 42 kilobyte zip file which has 16 zip files inside, each with 16 zip files inside them, and so on. When fully unzipped, it expands to 4.5 petabytes, or 4.5 million gigabytes. Also known as the zip of death, it's meant to slow or crash a system if you try to extract all the files. 3 of the best-selling albums of all time, including Thriller, The Dark Side of the Moon, and Back in Black, are 42 minutes long. On May 29, 1842, John Francis lost all his money and was kicked out of his home. With nothing to lose, he bought a gun and decided to assassinate Queen Victoria. During a public carriage ride outside Buckingham Palace, he drew his pistol and shot at her. His pistol failed to go off, but he was able to run away without getting caught. The next day, Queen Victoria went on another carriage ride to bait him out and catch him. The plan worked. John Francis came out for another assassination attempt, missed, and was arrested. Ancient Egyptians believed that after dying, you had to face 42 judges in the Hall of Truth. Your heart would be weighed on a balance against a feather. If it was lighter than the feather, your soul would get eternal life. If it was heavier, it would be eaten by a part lion, part hippo, part crocodile monster, and your soul would cease to exist. In the last episode of Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, Buzz Lightyear's spaceship, named 42, becomes sentient and gets a robot body. A sheet of paper folded in half 42 times would reach the moon. Tagged image file format is a file format for images. In TIFF files, the number 42 is included in part of every file's data. According to a TIFF guide, the number 42 was chosen for its deep philosophical significance, and the TIFF version number has never changed and probably never will. If it ever does, it means that TIFF has changed in some way so radical that a TIFF reader should give up immediately. 42, or Texas 42, is a popular domino game in Texas with the yearly state championship. It has lots of special terms including Bones, Window, Little Willie, The Devil, Greer County, Rabbit's Foot, Big Kahuna, and more. In 2011, the Texas state government declared it the official state domino game of Texas. In Japan, 42 is seen as an unlucky number avoided on license plates. The numbers 4 and 2 together, shi-ni, sound like to death. In 1542, Mary Stuart became Queen of Scotland after her father died. She was only 6 days old. In 1742, mathematician Christian Goldbach wrote a letter to Euler with the following conjecture. Every even number is the sum of 2 primes. While every number below 4 quintillion has been checked and satisfies the rule, the conjecture has yet to be proven for all numbers. In the 282 years since the problem was first written, it has never been solved. The phone code to call Czechoslovakia was 42. When the country split in 1993, the new phone codes for the Czech Republic and Slovakia became 420 and 421. The map in Risk is divided into 42 territories. The Bible was the first book printed when Johannes Gutenberg created the printing press in the 15th century. These Bibles are also called 42-line Bibles because of the number of lines on each page. With less than 50 of these original Gutenberg Bibles around today, each one is worth millions. According to the Red Cross, the shelf life for donated red blood cells is 42 days. In 1985, Douglas Adams wrote The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. In the book, an alien species builds an enormous supercomputer to calculate the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything. After 7.5 million years of processing, this famous moment led to 42 being reused in media for years to come.
Deep thought. Do you have
an answer for you? Yes, but you're not going to like it.
It doesn't matter, we must know it.
All right. The answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything is 42.
When Douglas Adams was asked why he picked this number, he said, "I sat at my desk, stared into the garden, and thought, 42 will do. I typed it out." End of story.